Hi there. This is a teaching committee from the Training Place of Excellence, and it's a teaching on purchase of assets. And it is set under the when season, a season and a time when we're asking ourselves a few questions as to when something happens, how would you deal with it, or what will be your postings? And it says to me, when a business buys a new asset on credit, what will be the double entry posting where there was VAT charged? We have a different recording on this where there was no VAT charged. But now, if you've gone to buy an asset you have not yet paid, that implies you have purchased that asset on credit. You, of course, have now been charged VAT. You will have to account for the VAT. And then, of course, the fact that you have not yet paid for the asset. So now let's look at this. VAT is affected. PLC is affected because you have not yet paid for the asset. And what did you buy? An asset was bought. So your assets account is also affected. So we then have to break down, what will I debit, what will I credit? Again, the logic behind it needs to be grasped. You have bought an asset is increasing. I had two motorcycles. I went to buy another two motorcycles. So now we have four motorcycles. Our motorcycles balances will be increasing to reflect the addition of new motorcycles. Okay. So in the same way, across all the assets, if the asset is increasing, you've bought some new assets, the asset is increasing. I will remember that asset is under debt. What does debt mean? Debit expenses, assets, and drawings when any of these are increasing. So my asset is increasing. I will debit the asset account with the net value. I will debit my assets account with the net amount. Also, remember that with the net amount. Why? Because in this case, I'm charged VAT. And if the business is VAT registered, the VAT amount that you have paid will go into the VAT account. The VAT will go into the VAT account. You then have to ask yourself, okay, will it be debited or credited? Anything to do with VAT, just easy peasy, send it to VAT account, but on the debit or credit side. When you have bought an item and you have paid VAT, the VAT that you pay or the VAT on your purchases is an asset to you. Why? Because you can reclaim that from the government. Your VAT on sales, which is to say you have sold an item and you are charged VAT because you're a VAT registered business. That VAT you have charged your customer is not your money. It's for the government. You have collected it, or you are collecting it on behalf of the government. So it's not your money. It's a liability in your hands. VAT on sales is a liability. VAT on purchases is an asset in your hands. And of course, we said it's a credit purchase. You have not yet paid. So PLCA or creditors will be credited with the gross amount. So VAT and assets are both assets in your hands, and PLC is a liability. I went to buy something, £2,000. I've not yet paid. You are owing the person you bought from £2,000. So that is a liability, and that liability is increasing. If you go and buy some more again, you will find the liability will continue to increase. So your liability is increasing by the total amount. So if you bought something for £100 and you are supposed to pay £120 because they charge VAT, so £100 is the net amount, £20 is the VAT, and £120 is the gross amount. So the total will then be £120, and it is the total that you expected to pay to the supplier, not the net amount. Or you cannot start saying to us, oh, hold on, I'm VAT registered, so I can pay you £100, So the VAT will be sorted out by the VAT man. No. You will pay the £120, and then afterwards you go and do your VAT return and go and start claiming back and otherwise. So you debit assets, you debit VAT. They are both assets that are increasing. Then you credit PLC or creditors with the total amount, the gross amount that you are due to Hey, I hope this has been useful. The rest of it is keep studying. Please don't forget, hit the subscribe button, connect with us across all our social media platforms, and hopefully keep learning. Adios for now.